are we gonna see the cannibal in House of the Dragon at any point? Now, for those who don't know, the cannibal is supposed to be a legendary dragon that's been around for a long time, and it's supposed to be even older than Balerion, the Black Dread. And it's supposedly been on Dragonstone before the Targaryens even showed up after they sailed away from Valyria to avoid the doom. So in theory, this dragon could be well over 200 years old. Now, it's supposed to be a wild dragon that's been on Dragonstone, and it got the name the Cannibal because, well, it eats dragons. Apparently eats younger dragons, and no one's been able to tame it, as far as we know. Now, as the story goes in House of the Dragon, there are supposed to be a few people that try to tame the cannibal, but they just end up getting burnt and they all die. The cannibal is untamable, and it's supposed to be a really menacing dragon. It's supposed to be a completely black dragon, and it's supposed to have fire that seems to have a greenish shade. And honestly, a dragon like that in House of the Dragon could be huge if that dragon actually shows up and someone actually managed to ride it. Because let's face it, there's a huge dragon in the form of Vhagar that seems unbeatable, and as of the end of season 2, Rhaenyra has enough dragons that she can beat Vhagar in terms of numbers. But the problem is, again, spoilers, if the story goes exactly as planned, then Vermithor and what was the dragon called? Silverwing, their riders are gonna go rogue and they're gonna join the green side. So Rhaenyra's gonna end up losing those dragons anyway. And I think one of them's gonna, Hugh Hammer's gonna try to become king because he has the really powerful dragon. So he doesn't feel like he needs to obey Rhaenyra, and he wants to be the the Targaryen king. And now, as it is possible, but so far we haven't really seen that side of him. But we haven't really seen a lot of him, to be fair. So if that happens, then Rhaenyra is gonna be outnumbered again, and if she managed to somehow get the cannibal on her side, someone managed to tame him, I don't know who, someone, that could end up being a huge fight. I mean, with Cannibal, Caraxes, Cyrax, sure, Sea Smoke, and then the Vhagar, Vermithor, and Silverwing. I mean, that's a lot of huge dragons, and if they all have a head-to-head fight, it would be fantastic to see for us. Because let's face it, we didn't get any dragon fights. We got one, but that was really short, and we're really kind of mad that one of the big dragons died at the end, and the other small dragons pretty much out of commission. And we need more dragon fights. I mean, that's why we want to watch the series. As much as we like to see the Targaryens, we're here for the dragon fights. And the cannibal somehow being tamed and joining the black side could be huge. Now, so far we haven't really heard any mention of the cannibal. I mean, Daemon earlier on says there are a bunch of wild dragons out there, but we don't really get any real names of them. Now, one of the wild dragons is Sheepstealer. We see Sheepstealer at the end of season 2. Daemon's daughter going to try and tame her, which is already a change in the change to the current story, because apparently in the original story, again spoilers, there was supposed to be a girl called Nettles that's supposed to somehow manage to tame Sheepstealer, and she ends up joining the blacks. But apparently they're changing it to make that Daemon's daughter's gonna be the rider of a Sheepstealer, which makes me think that they could end up changing the story. Now, again, okay, this video is completely full of spoilers, so I'm just gonna say Damon's gonna have a huge fight. Damon and Caraxes is gonna have a huge fight with Vagar and Aemon, and they're both gonna end up. They're all gonna end up dying at the end of that fight. It's gonna be a huge fight. But before that, we could have a more interesting fight because let's face it, just one huge fight is not that satisfying. And as far as I know, we're gonna have just two big fights. One fight between Sea Smoke and Sea Smoke, Moon Dancer, and Vermithor. And after that, Silverwing's gonna run away with Olf. And Nettles in the story runs away with Sheep Stealer. So they both disappear. And as great as that is, it's not enough. We need more fights. And if the biggest dragon in the Game of Thrones universe is there, we need to see it. Because if we don't see it in House of the Dragon, I don't think we're ever going to see it. Because after the House of the Dragon, the Targaryen dragons basically go extinct. And the new hatchlings don't survive. And that's the end of the dragons for the Targaryens. Still, Daenerys brings her dragons back. So this is House of the Dragons. Honestly, the only opportunity we'll ever get to see the cannibal, and I really wish they do end up bringing him out. Now, I guess they could just show him, as they show traditionally in the story, that some people are trying to tame him and it doesn't work. But that seems like a waste. Such a huge, powerful dragon not being used or ridden or flying in the series feels like a waste, and I feel like it should be tamed and someone should tame it. Now, who's gonna tame it? That's an interesting question, and I don't know. Who's honestly seems like a good rider for Cannibal? I don't know, but I want to see Cannibal show up in the series. And if it does, and we have a fight between all the dragons simultaneously, it would be incredible. The sky will be on fire. That'd be awesome to see. And that could make up for all the boring stuff in season 2. So